Hello and welcome to the 2023 PDGA Tim Selinske U.S. Masters Disc Golf Championships, presented by Innova. This is a PDGA Major, and we are here at the Circle Bar Golf Club in Oak Ridge, Oregon. My name is Holly Finley.
And I'm Jennifer Allen. Thank you, Innova Disc, for being our title sponsor of this event.
And on this women's feature card, we have Jennifer Allen, Sarah Hokom,
Zoe AnDyke, and Ohn Scoggins.
Here we are, hole one, slightly downhill, coming in at 330 feet, a par 3. There's not a lot of trouble to contend with here, except for this tree in front of the basket. A lot of different ways you can play this, but the most popular route would be the right-hand backhand route, I believe, swinging it to the right side of that tree, hyzering in left, and getting yourself a putt.
I don't know about you, Holly, but the wind was really strong. We practiced this course in the afternoons every day, and so this was a lot softer wind to start this morning. So I kind of almost wondered if I needed to change my shot here. I'm going with a Firebird, just trying to skip it under that tree. Thought I placed it perfectly, but
mine did the same
almost
thing.
Thought I was going to even tag the pole. So it's funny, I played with a group of guys and we probably threw 20 shots at this, and never once did I see a roll away.
Mine made it almost to the sidewalk.
We might see another one of those.
Caldwell, Idaho. Sarah Hokom.
So we are going to see the forehand look here, which the angle, honestly, with the forehand coming in at the slope of the green up there is a great shot. So our backhand shots coming in, hitting and causing it to roll. Sarah's landing a lot flatter. It's going to stick right there, I think just inside circle.
Zoe AnDyke.
Great to see Zoe back out of the booth and onto the course.
Zoe is a Eugene native. So basically this could be one of her home courses.
And she starts off with a huge hyzer. I'm trying to remember the last time. I asked her when the last time she played. It was down in Mexico, but I mean, it's really been, I think she said 2 years, maybe back in Tennessee in 21, since her last major competition.
From Los Angeles, California, Ohn Scoggins.
Our defending U.S. Masters champion.
Where was it last year?
Davenport, Iowa.
Oh, I remember at the courses, yes, where they play the Rumble, my favorite.
So this looked like it was going to sit down as well. Ohn and I hit like close to the exact same spot. And I think this had more speed than her drive coming in. It just...
Look at this.
Yeah. The longest roller of Ohn's life.
That was exactly my drive.
So now we all know. We've seen this course. Most of us just practiced this course once because it's an hour drive out for most of us, so not a lot of time in the afternoon to get this one in.
Yeah, like Jen said, when we showed up for practice, I had 25-mile-an-hour winds. It was a totally different game that day than it is this morning. Wow.
Zoe with a big, strong bid. Staying pretty close there. So that's maybe about 35 feet. Looks like it's just behind the whiskers. A little soft bit. I think after we all saw such strong rollaways on the drives, we were kind of afraid to touch the basket.
A little apprehensive on that putt.
Mm-hmm.
Ohn saves her par after that crazy rollaway.
Gets it over. And Sarah and I are going to also tap in our pars, so everyone's staying even through one.
Is Sarah's boyfriend playing?
He is playing the event.
Okay.
Here we are, hole number 2, 475 feet, straight downhill. The pond behind is out of bounds. This is a par 3. The steep slope does allow us to get a little bit further distance on our drives, but the wind pushing it across can add a little bit extra difficulty to the hole.
If you've got a case of the tournament juice, it is easy just to throw it long and go OB backside when it's something that you know is going to give you that hyzer finish.
Yeah, I go with probably one of the most stable destroyers in my bag, just knowing that I can really trust that it's going to turn before we get close to that pond. This is probably one of the longest drives I've seen of Sarah. She gets just perfect angle and flex on that, carrying her all the way down there just outside circle 1.
There's a really good shot from Hokom. AnDyke up next on the box. Cutting out a little early, but it's really open over there, so she'll have a nice open look at the basket to play for par.
Yeah, she had great distance. I think she was just a little hesitant to let it turn over with that OB behind. Ohn also gets some great distance on her flex shot, making it well over 2/3 of the way down there.
Zoe lining up her upshot.
Yeah, everything coming out so clean. Like she never missed a beat.
Caddy Dustin Keegan holding down the bag there.
Dustin did help design this course.
Wow, Ohn had a legit putt for birdie on a 475-foot hole. Hokom for birdie. Wow.
Yeah, so close, just a hair low. The wind was kind of starting to pick up, and it was like it kind of lifted mine straight out of my hands, and I kind of gave it a little bit more height because Hokom's had dropped. And so somewhere in between Sarah and I's putt was a birdie.
Zoe saves par, as does Ohn. Looks like it's going to be a par T on hole 2. What a great commercial. That's one thing I love about disc golf. It just takes you all over the country and all these amazing places. Let's check out hole 3, an amazing par 4 at 591 feet. We do have this Mando tree you can see on the right. Place your drive to the left, right at the opening. That'll give you a fairly line drive, low ceiling up to the basket. From that landing zone, it's about 270 to 300 to get up to the pin and play for birdie. Jennifer Allen up first.
As you can see, these wires going across, I did not notice those the first time I played. So I stepped up and was like, oh my gosh, there's these giant wires. I don't want to hit them. So I kind of changed my angle, I think, a little bit last minute. Got me offline. I'm a little bit there in the rough, and that rough is rough. They debated even marking it OB just so we wouldn't have to look for our stuff in there. If you wanted to abandon your lie, actually, it was so rough, you can go to the drop zone, even if you are safe.
Yes, they set up an abandoned lie drop zone spot because the rough is so rough on the left.
Yeah, Zoe just staying right there on the outside edge.
And the wind was sort of pushing right to left. You know, You try to land it right there on the short grass, but as you can see, everyone just trickled a little more left than intended.
Yeah, I'm even thinking when we play this on Saturday, changing my plan on this hole. But that second shot just sets up perfectly for the forehand.
Thank you. Oh no, thank you. There's no OB here.
No,
I don't
no
wanna
OB.
be-
No OB.
I don't want to be all OB right there.
They did it yesterday, but then they pulled the flags up and changed it. Yeah, it would have been terrible.
Yeah, if this was OB, it would have been a very difficult hole. It's already a very hard hole, I believe.
Do not expect Ohn magic here.
Yeah, Ohn had just parked this, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to throw a forehand after Ohn just parks it. I was actually unable to get behind my lie trying to throw that backhand, so I was forced to just kind of toss out that forehand, trying to get on the other side of it. We just have to pass that first tree is our Mando tree only.
Yeah.
Hokom still having to pass through the Mando.
I don't know if you saw the giant blue jay that just flew across. It kind of confused us because Sarah also threw a blue disc, so...
I've downloaded this new app by Cornell called Merlin, and it helps you identify all the birds. You can actually record the sound, and it'll give you their best match. It's so neat, and it's free.
Wow.
You know, just a little thing to do while you're out walking in the forest.
So I really like this play out here. I never even have walked out there. So nice and open, just going to toss the putter up and try to save par. So we throw in 3 as well.
Nice little hyzer chip.
Putting looking really strong from Sarah to start.
Ooh, good putt from Zoe. This is Ohn for a par. Thought she got a 3 out of that.
I believe it was a birdie.
Okay, yeah, because this is a par 4, so Ohn got a birdie there.
I believe Sarah and Ohn both getting the 3s, and Zoe and I are going to tap out our 4s.
Yes.
So finally, we have a couple players underneath par.
What kind of putter do you use?
The Yetis. I love to throw them. Here we are, hole number 4. This is another long par 4, 600 feet. There is some OB that comes into play over here on the left side, but we have this green tall grass that is a safe bell out. And then everything there in the short grass on the right is safe. OB line wraps all the way around the left side and behind the basket, as well as the green that does come into play there as OB as well. I really love this hole. I think it's got great distance, but it's 2 shots for everyone. Really seems to play as a great hole.
Hokom up first with the birdie from the previous hole. You just got to make it over this out of bounds lake, and that will give you a chance at a birdie.
Yeah, plenty of places to bell out here.
Yeah, I tried going like backhand and side arm. I'm like, oh, side arm.
Scoggins is also safe in the fairway. Wraith?
Destroyer. Very old Destroyer, though, so probably flies like a Wraith. Really gets a lot of distance, and again, really kind of no wind. We played with a lot of wind during practice, so that kind of got me a little further up the fairway than I had been practicing. Such a great line by Zoe. Everyone nice and safe in the short grass.
No backward
Oh,
walk.
that's what that arrow was for. I wondered.
We split with opposite ways there.
Yes,
so.
I walked backwards. 2 days I'll be walking that way. This is Scoggins' second throw, looking for a birdie opportunity.
Yeah, just right at it. And that was probably about 300 feet, I believe. Mine was right around 200, and I think if I was guessing, I'd say she was anywhere from 280, 300 feet out. All of them are pretty close right here together. And it was just the perfect distance for their upshots. Maybe even a little bit more. You can see my disc right there because I had ranged it, I think, at 205. But they have this dialed.
Zoe with the CTP so far here on the 4th.
So excited to be playing again. So 200 feet is kind of my in-between. So I tried to fluff this Cayman. Worried about the OB long and left that just a little short. I don't even remember what Owen was talking about.
Yeah, you're thinking about getting to this putt.
I'm trying to throw
got
here
a
on.
putt to make. Get up.
Yeah, I
You
had
left
it.
a little meat on the bone on that putt.
I did. I was trying to be pretty aggressive and just had way too much hyzer, and the wind, pushing it. That
There it
hyzer
is.
got underneath the plate.
That's all right.
Yeah, definitely wanted it. Kind of pushed a little too hard. Because I knew all of these women right here are going to be tapping in their birdies, so.
Hokom and Scoggins capturing a birdie here on the 4th. And look at this from Zoe.
Just a tapper.
Drop in. If you've ever played with Zoe or watched her on coverage, she is all smiles. A very positive card mate to have around. Here we are on hole 5, 340 feet, par 3. We do have this out of bounds path on the right side, which can make you be a little timid about your shot. You've also got this OB golf green to the left of the basket. Now, the women are actually playing a shorter basket than what's indicated in this drone footage, so we are between the first and second tree, I believe.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think it's maybe about 280. I think it was about 50 feet roughly difference, a little bit shorter than the men.
That wasn't quite the shape that Sarah Hokom's looking for. At only 340, Sarah's trying to get up there for a putt. I don't believe she was trying to bail out that safe to the left side.
No, she turned it over a little bit too much, and then Ohn overcorrected and almost goes OB on the sidewalk. So they kind of, I think Ohn thought maybe there was wind or something, because again, the wind is just kind of starting to pick up for us a little bit, and it's gusty. So we were having trouble reading it exactly. So I believe Ohn overcorrected Sarah's. I go ahead and just take the max and take the nice big hyzer route there, knowing that that thing's going to give me a little bit of a skip.
Nice shot.
Thank you. And those blue whiskers are actually our circle 1. They're not circle 2. They wanted to mark a different whisker than the men's basket since these were so close. Sarah giving it an incredible bid. Keeping it low. There's some branches, as you might see on this next putt, that kind of come into play. So that was why Sarah really gave it a strong low bid, just right at it. Zoe needed the jump putt to try to get the distance. So those branches are just kind of in the shadow and you really don't see them.
One of my biggest mistakes in my amateur year was not seeing branches due to the bill of my hat. So I would always flip my hat back, look above, and look at the twigs, because sometimes you don't even see that stuff.
I've walked into branches because of that. But
Pro tip.
Yeah, pro tip for sure.
Jennifer for birdie. Nice one.
Thank you. That was about maybe 20 feet. So it feels good to get one back. They had all birdied on me the last couple holes, so finally got one that they did, and we're just going to flip-flop it here.
And this women's feature card looking strong with everybody sitting under par. Under par at Circle Bar.
There we go. Talk about beautiful places that we played. This is probably one of the prettiest ones I've seen. Hole number 6, we have 335 feet. This is a par 3 OB lining the left side that really comes into play quickly. This will be the drone footage of the men's basket. Our basket is going to be right about there in that dead grass spot. So I believe, again, there was a lot of these are around like 285 or so, 300. I'm going with the exact same disc.
We do have an OB left of the basket, so if you over hyzer your shot, you will be out of bounds. And Jen draws that up perfectly. Oh my gosh, almost a leaner. And another thing is it's
I'm going to go ahead and
blind.
throw Sarah's as well. No one was noticing, so.
Go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
The shot's actually blind from the tee, as you can see, so.
Yeah, I'm definitely lining up off of that pine tree right there in the middle that Sarah's aiming at. She had the perfect line, just needed a little bit more stability on it. That backhand is really coming around. It looks so clean out of the hand. You can see the cottonwood flying as well. So if you hear any sneezes, the cottonwoods are really kind of getting everybody out here.
It actually made my nose itchy just now watching it. And Ohn doesn't get a lot of flare skip. You know, most of these greens aren't giving you a lot of groundwork. So you've got to get your shot in the air if you want to get it there.
Zoe kind of pushing that hyzer a little bit too close. We were nervous because you couldn't see that. But
Thanks to that grass, there was no skippage.
She's going to stay safe.
Long birdie op for Hokom.
Yeah, the wind, again, that tailwind coming in behind her just sucks it straight down. Ohn missed the last one by inches. She usually doesn't miss 2 in a row. Hokom and I had actually bet, but no one would bet us. Hokom and I were betting that there was no way Ohn was missing that. So no one took our bet, though. Third best putter in the world. No one's going to bet against her. Zoe with a huge, great bid as well.
Taste of the chains.
These are new baskets. It's like you got to kind of break them in a little bit.
I love how new they are. It's literally right out of the box. The chains are so shiny.
First event played on these baskets. Only a few days, really even, like a week that they've been out.
A set of freshies.
You can almost smell the new.
The galvanized. Here we are on hole 7, 331 feet, a par 3. This is one of my favorite holes. It's very low ceiling, but you do have a tight tunnel directly to the basket. Although there is a trouble here. You've got the golf green on the left. I've seen this hole played a lot of different ways. Personally, I like the straight at it route with a bit of a flex shot.
And I believe that grass behind is OB, is it not? No? I told myself it was.
Okay.
I was worried about that. I also
In
totally
the drone,
ignored
it didn't look like it.
Yeah, okay, good.
But
maybe it's not. I'm going to have to double check before
I
we
see
play
flags
this again.
now.
Yeah, I think they were maybe added late, so I thought it wasn't at first, but then I saw the flags and I totally even ignored the green. So I don't think I was paying close attention in practice round. I'm going to take that ace T-bird right up the middle, try to get as many as possible on that thing. Hyzer's off on me. Thought the wind was going to push it. We have a pretty good left to right gust going, so I am going to land safe underneath the tree over there. Hokom taking a great line at it and just holds it up in the air for her nicely, right on the edge of circle.
I got one birdie today, and it was on this hole, and I always make a joke to myself how I come to a golf course and I birdie the most wooded hole that they give us.
Of course,
so.
this is it. You did it.
Yeah.
Did you smell those? Aren't they lovely? What are they?
Azaleas, and they need to be made straight perfume. They were absolutely gorgeous and smelled incredible.
I definitely took time to stop and smell the flowers today.
I mean, literally, I think this might be one of the prettiest courses I've played. Not talking so much about the maybe golf course, but the surrounding area. You can just see the entire course. yet there's trees. Like, it's just in a valley. Absolutely breathtaking out here.
I found North Cove to be very amazing. Did you go there?
I missed that one. I always say I have not played my favorite course yet. There's so many courses I haven't played all over the world. So this one rates up there with some pure beauty. Zoe with a good putt there. Tapping in her par. Sarah and I talking about how either the wind or maybe just a hair elevation kind of dropping the putts for us today a little faster than we anticipated. But drop putts usually land for tap in, so. We're explaining elevation to Ohn. She was wondering if she needed to switch all of her disc all of a sudden. Hole 8, this is 425 feet, par 3. Slightly downhill, there is a sneaky OB sidewalk that does come into play. Other than that, everything else is safe left and right. And that is about the wind we're starting to get here on the course. Going a really stable destroyer that I know, again, is going to cut and stop before I get close to that sidewalk. So just kind of pitching out there safe. Look at this bomb.
Ooh, nice shot shaping.
Ohn ripping that destroyer right behind my destroyer. So just saying. Sally West making a huge putt from deep in circle 2 right next to us. Hokom trying to get some of that own distance, but cuts it off just a little too hard into the ground there on the left. And Zoe hangs this one out.
Ooh,
nice and
come
straight.
back.
It just carried perfectly though. So she gets great distance and she's going to be pin high. Just to the side there, so nice positioning. If it would have turned, though, it would have been parked.
Yeah, and not putting at the out of bounds
Exactly.
sidewalk. That's nice.
Absolutely. Little note in my notebook right now. Yes, because Zoe does take the most aggressive run at this putt.
I mean, if you make it down there at a 400-foot shot for putt,
Have you ever
might
seen
as
that
well.
before? Yeah, so I had already told myself I was laying up, but that made me feel very confident that it was the smart decision. So I had no trouble laying this up if Ohn laid it up. But we were really just worried because it's on such a slope. If we're going to hit with that wind, it could catch edge and roll OBs like 10, 15 feet. So no reason to get too greedy here. We were outside circle 1.
Hokom saves the par here on hole 8, as does Zoe. It's going to be pars for everyone, hopefully. No one wanted to risk that biscuit.
Nope. Maybe next time. I was asking where Justin was. Justin usually works during the week, so I'm sure we will see him later this week on Ohn's cart.
PDGA Event Support Helpline.
Hey, I was wondering if I could add some rules to my tournament to make it a little unique.
Sure. You just need a waiver from the Director of Event Support.
Okay, great. An island green?
Shouldn't be a problem.
And elevated baskets?
Yeah, we get those all the time.
Oh, and forehands only?
Sarah, we've been over this.
Sorry. I mean, but I don't see why we can't try it. I mean, everyone loves forehands. Like, you can go right, you can go left, you can throw straight, you can throw high, you can throw low.
Love it. My new favorite commercial here.
That's the best thing I've ever seen. PDGA putting out some quality content for us. Here we are, hole 9, 279-foot par 3. This hole plays uphill. You can see the tip of the basket from the tee. You've got this out of bounds golf green before the basket, as well as out of bounds long and to the left. So if you over hyzer or you throw a little deep, you're out of bounds. Now, most of the players can reach this. It's just about shaping the shot and getting up there for a putt.
I'm actually going with my rock 3 here. It's a little beat in. Was kind of worried about it hyzering a little bit too much off there. I thought the wind, again, I thought this wind would push it, and it didn't. Ohn gets great power. Just a little too much spin on that. It's going to take her just outside circle 1, I believe.
And we've seen this similar mistake from Sarah several times already. The angle is just not right out of the hand. It's not a bad shot. It's just not as good as it could have been.
No, and the angle of the plate there, that wind just smashed it straight down. Zoe said that she had slid it straight across the green every time she threw it in practice. And unfortunately today, that one just sticks right there on the green.
Hokom looking to scramble for par.
She had some great long looks today.
Yeah, she's been giving him that little bid, you know. Very controlled throw at it.
Yeah, and Zoe's upshots have been just dead on.
So close to him.
This is Ohn coming back at it just a hair high.
Very nice.
One of these times we'll all birdie at the same hole, but I kept messing it up, I think. So Zoe's going to tap in for her bogey there due to the OB green penalty, and Sarah and Ohn going to clean up their pars. And we are just like that through the front 9 of the first round of the U.S. Masters.
Let's check out the results thus far. We've got Jen and Ohn at 3 under par, Sarah Hokom at 2 under par, and Zoe AnDyke sitting at even. If you've never been to the Circle Bar Golf Club, you should come and check it out. It is a beautiful property. We are available to spectate on
Come on out later
Saturday.
this week. Yeah.
We'd love to see you.